Hakai.
Dragon Ball Hakai Chapter 8 Attack of the Celestial Mages Part 1. The chapter begins in a mysterious castle situated in a forgotten dimension of the multiverse. Someone screams inside the castle. Damn! Inside the castle are gathered 5 people, the 5 great celestial mages. The person who yelled is anxious. She taps her finger on the table to control her anxiety. Then she gives up and slams her hand on the table and then addresses the person next to her saying that she, Brajin, is an incompetent. And she asks what Brajin did to him. Brajin is the same person who kidnapped Zuno, and she assures him she didn't do anything to him. A memory showing the moment of the capture of the omniscient creature from Universe 7 appears. Zuno is face to face with the creature that belongs to Brajin, and the creature roars next to him. Zuno is thrown by the monster's roar, hits his head on a pillar and passes out. But Brajin assures her that her pet only wanted to scare Zuno, but he was so weak she didn't mean any harm. Tyra says her companion was an idiot. If Zuno was okay, the beast would already be with them, but now the situation has given the enemies time to act. The mysterious man who is apparently the leader of the group warns, Zuno just woke up, and since Brajin and Tyra are so worried about the situation, they should go get the necessary information from him. The two look at who gave the order, and apparently there have been some respect and fear for that person. Zuno is trapped in the castle's dungeon, and from the shadows comes Tyra, who asks if he knows why they are there. Zuno says that he knows. They want information about the 5 great primordial beasts. Tyra creates an energy blade in her hand and threatens Zuno. Now he's going to say everything he knows. But after thinking for a few seconds, he gives his answer, no. And this answer leaves her very shocked. Zuno explains that he won't say anything until someone kisses him, preferably someone handsome. Tyra gets very angry. Does this bastard know who he's talking to? Is he not afraid to die? Zuno says that after Frieza threatened him for information, he felt very bad for his cowardice, and after that, he dedicated himself to intense mental training to no longer fear death. Threats will no longer work against him. Besides, if they kill him, they'll never get what they want. Tyra raises her blade. She's going to teach him a lesson, but Brajin intervenes, flinging her companion away. If a kiss is what the chubby guy wants, she'll give it to him, even because she loves fluffy cheeks. But it's not exactly what Zuno wants. He doesn't want a kiss from someone that's ugly. Brajin is very hurt by that. Why did he call her a demon? It's not her fault if she only had that thing to use. Tyra now wants to join in the fun too. She throws Brajin away, throws part of her clothes to the floor and shows off her feminine attributes, stating that she can be wild in other ways too. She kisses Zuno and asks him how he feels about receiving a kiss from a goddess. Zuno thinks about it and then he gives the result of the divine kiss. 2 questions. Tyra is shocked by that. Is he kidding? But no, he's not kidding. With that answer, she has just one more question. What? Did that count as a question? And yes, that counted as a question. And now the 2 questions from Tyra, who doesn't take the situation very well, are over. But that situation is interrupted by a third person who mocks the 2 champions, saying that they are 2 amateurs. He'll show you how to deal with someone like him. This man points his hand at Zuno and accumulates energy. Tyra and Brajin are worried. Is he going to do that? A light can be seen. Zuno screams, and when he opens his eyes, he got a harem. Enraptured by the beautiful women kissing him, Zuno gives his answer. They can do 100, no, 1,000 questions. But apparently, that only happened in its mind. An illusion. Tyra and Brajin are shocked, while the third mage smiles and brags no one is better at it than he is. After the meeting of the 12 gods of destruction, where the leader of the celestial guardians gave all the deities a quest, they return to their respective universes to collect the cocoons of the 5 great primordial beasts or prepare for a possible battle. In Universe 7, Beerus and Pecan fly through space. Beerus is clearly not very pleased with this situation and asks why among so many universes the Guardian wanted to go to his universe right away. Pecan explains that he thinks Universe 7 deserves special attention. That's where Zuno and the Super Dragon Balls were, and there are also 2 primordial beasts there. It was also this universe that the mages attacked first, and they will probably pay special attention to this universe, as it was the universe that won the Tournament of Power and became the most outstanding among them all. But then Pecan reveals that in addition to the logical reasons, there is also a sentimental reason. This universe was the one he ruled over. This surprises Beerus. Was Pecan once the god of this universe? The head of the Celestial Guardians confirmed he was the first god of destruction of Universe 7. He was the master of Taron, the master of Beerus. Just opening a parenthesis, Taron is a character that has appeared in Dragon Ball Hakai. He is one of the main characters of a special Dragon Ball Hakai story that tells the past of Beerus and how he became a god of destruction. Anyway, Pecan continues talking to Beerus, saying that maybe Whis talked about him. After all, he was the one who trained him. Beerus starts to remember on second thought. Pecan's name sounded familiar to him, but he couldn't remember very well. The current destroyer is scolded by his predecessor, who says that Beerus should be more aware of the history of his universe, and knowing the gods that came before him was basic knowledge. This angers Beerus, who now believes more than ever that Pecan was Taron's master. After all, he's just as boring. Pecan, not liking Beerus' attitude, says that he is now confirming what Taron said. Beerus is a hardhead, but that information leaves Beerus confused. How did Taron talk about him to Pecan if, when he was born, Pecan was already dead for a long time? This question generates another rebuke for Beerus. He should be more attentive. Taron, like Pecan, was killed by a corrupted god. That means they were reunited after death. And also Taron became a heavenly guardian too. They worked together all these years. With this speech from Pecan, we can conclude that gods who die at the hands of corrupted gods go to a different place, probably to the celestial world that was mentioned in the last chapter. Continuing with the dialogue, Beerus asks how his master is doing. Dead, replies Pecan, saying that he died in the last attack the celestial guardian suffered, just like almost all the other guardians. This information clearly saddens Beerus. In Dragon Ball, after a mortal dies, the body can be kept in the other world, but if it is killed again, it disappears completely. If this concept is repeated with dead gods, Taron and all the other celestial guardians can never be seen again. Meanwhile, in Universe 6, Goku arrives on his planet despite the urgency of the situation. The Saiyan god is very excited since apparently very powerful people will go to his universe. He will be able to face these people. All he needs to do is find this primordial beast, and Vados will help him do that. But there's a small problem with this plan. Vados is not there. What will Goku do now? He has no idea where the primordial beast cocoon is, and he doesn't know this universe very well yet. But then he has an idea. The Supreme Kai Lei can help. All he needs to do is go to her and ask for help. But there's a problem with that plan too. He doesn't know where the sacred planet of this universe is. But Goku starts to remember something. Vados has said something about this planet before. Some days before, Goku is thoughtful. He wonders how long it will take for him to become stronger than Beerus. But Goku's thoughts are interrupted by Vados, who says he should pay attention because knowing the universe is very important. Goku is very sincere. He says he got distracted because the class was too boring. Seeing that her student wasn't exactly a studious genius, Vados decides to change the method and appeal to a more concise and visual explanation. She creates with her a staff, a hologram showing the design of the globe of the universe. And this globe that Vados is showing is really the macroverse of Dragon Ball, detailed in official guides of the franchise. Vados explains that beneath everything on the globe is the Hakai world, the same world that Frieza and Cooler stole Janemba's cocoon from. Above the Hakai world is the world of the living, where Earth and all the other planets are. Above this world is the cosmos, or the other world. Is in the other world where the King Kai and Emma Dio lives. Also is there where the Snake Way is, and also those things we saw when Goku was dead. Outside this globe, revolving around it, is the Kai dimension, and at the center of this dimension is the sacred planet of the Supreme Kais. According to Vados, the planet of destruction is also outside the globe, between the cosmos and the world of the living. And this last information is not information from official guides. It's a new concept of Dragon Ball Hakai. Never was explained in official guides where the planet of destruction is situated in the globe. Returning to the present moment, Goku now knows what to do. He just needs to focus on what's outside the globe. If he does, he'll be able to find Lei's energy more easily. Goku manages to find it, after which he thanks Vados for her teachings and disappears from the planet. Meanwhile, on the sacred planet, Lei is on the ground and Kiboru is standing before her with a sword in her hand. They are clearly training. Lei is determined and gets up to continue, but just as the two are about to cross swords again, Goku appears and, well, they're going to need new swords. Goku rubs his head. He says he didn't want to come suddenly like this, but then they didn't need to try to kill him. Lei yells at the destroyer. He shouldn't suddenly appear like this. He scared them away. Kiboru asks why Goku was there, and he responds saying he needs their help and it's urgent. Meanwhile, on Universe 7's planet of destruction, a large rock floats in the planet's sky, and suddenly that rock is completely destroyed. Who did this was Vegeta, who is now controlling his Hakai much better. Suddenly, two people arrive on the planet. It's Beerus and Pecan. Beerus is surprised that Vegeta is already on his feet. Vegeta explains that when he woke up, he was already completely healed, so he decided to go back to training. This causes Beerus to smile, saying that Saiyans are really tough. Looking at Pikkon, Vegeta in his thoughts notes that Pikkon, despite not emanating energy, can feel that the monstrous power he has, and his presence is even more intense than Beerus. Seeing Vegeta looking at Pikkon, Beerus introduces the visitor and explains he has come to resolve some matters in this universe. Pikkon so far hasn't said anything. He was looking for something he didn't find, and we found out he was looking for Whis. But apparently he was still at the Angels meeting. That's a shame since he wanted to see the Angel. Vegeta, curious, asks if he knows Whis. Pikkon replies yes, he was the first god of destruction in this universe, and Whis was his master. The information surprises Vegeta. He's the first god of destruction? But Beerus interrupts the conversation by saying that they should get straight to what really matters. He asks what Pikkon intends to do. Pikkon tells his plan. They go after Janemba. This beast is in the possession of Frieza, a mortal from Universe 7, so he wants Beerus to deal with his own mortals. Vegeta listens to everything like a good gossip, thinks that Frieza was taking a long time to cause some trouble, but Beerus doesn't quite understand. If there are two primordial beasts in Universe 7, why do the two go after Janemba? Who goes after the same part of Majin Buu? And guys, for those who forgot, it was already informed in Dragon Ball Hakai that the Majin Buu we know is only a small fraction of Majin Buu's real power. Apparently most of Buu's power is still locked in a cocoon, just like Janemba. Upon Beerus' question, Pikkon says not to worry about Majin Buu. The Celestial Guardian deduced that the gods would cooperate, so he stepped forward and sent another guardian to take Majin Buu's cocoon. Pikkon assures him he's in good hands. The manga cuts to another place in Universe 7, a place called Planet Magma. Inside that planet, we can all see a big sea of volcanic lava, and out of that sea of lava emerges one of the Celestial Guardians, and he's carrying a cocoon that is probably Majin Buu's original cocoon. Meanwhile, back at the planet of destruction, we see that Beerus isn't so happy about it. He didn't like the idea of Pikkon assuming his decisions and acting on his own, but something was strange. If someone else was already sent to get Majin Buu's cocoon, why did Pikkon come with him? Wouldn't he keep one of the beasts just like Vermouth, Liquor, and Goku? When Beerus asks this, Vegeta discovers that Goku is also involved in this whole situation, as are the other gods. Poor Vegeta, nobody explains anything to him. Pikkon replies to Beerus that they chose not to leave any of the beasts in Universe 7. That universe, as he already explained, will be targeted by mages for other reasons. So they want to reduce the nuisance. What's more, unfortunately it's well known that the destroyer of Universe 7 is a very negligent god, so taking Majin Buu and Janemba along is a safety issue too. The atmosphere becomes tense, and Beerus admits that he liked Pikkon more when he couldn't remember who he was. Beerus puts his hand on the sash around his waist and tosses something to Vegeta. Looking at what it was, Vegeta sees that it was a earring. But what is it for? Beerus explains that earring is proof that he can use the power of a god of destruction. Using that, it's as if Vegeta represents him. This scene is a clear reference to Granola's arc, where Beerus does the same thing after teaching Vegeta the Hakai, but Pikkon doesn't understand that. Why was Beerus doing that? The destroyer replies that Vegeta will carry out this mission in his place. This decision is disapproved by Pikkon, who says that giving such an important job to a mortal is gross negligence. But Beerus asks what the surprise is. Isn't he known for being a careless god? Besides, Pikkon is no longer the god of that universe. His time has passed. Now he's the one making the decisions, and he's decided to get some sleep. Beerus turns his back on the Guardian and says goodbye, telling Vegeta that he leaves everything in his hands. Meanwhile, Pikkon criticizes him severely, stating that he is a disappointment, and not even half of what his master was. As Beerus leaves, Vegeta puts the earring in his ear and asks Pikkon how he intends to get to Frieza. Pikkon admits he doesn't know how to find him. When he saw Frieza on Zuno's planet, it was a coincidence. But if Vegeta knows him, he must know how to find him through Ki. Vegeta says that Frieza is definitely far from the planet. He could even take them to Frieza with the instant transmission, but there's no way to feel Frieza's energy from that place, even more if he's not releasing energy with intensity. But Pikkon says he's going to help the Saiyan. He should just focus on Frieza's energy right now. Vegeta does so, and then the Guardian touches his shoulder, which makes the prince very uncomfortable. Pikkon tells him to calm down. He's just going to use an ability that will amplify Vegeta's senses, so he can find Frieza even if he's far away. Vegeta accepts, but he doesn't really like it. This guy is very inconvenient, but it worked. Vegeta found Frieza's key and then took them to the Emperor with the instant transmission. What will happen next? Will Vegeta and Pikkon fight Frieza and Cooler? Will Goku find the primordial beast who lives in his universe, along with the Supreme Kais and the other gods of destruction? Are they succeeding in their mission? Find out in the next video with the second half of Dragon Ball Hakai Chapter 8.